Hi, I'm Paul Tomes, and in this brief video I'd like to talk about some of the thinking that went into the design of HopYacht and walk you through the floor plan of the yacht. When we started the design process, we kept in mind that this was a yacht that would have sailors and non-sailors aboard. It needed to be a yacht that could be easily handled short-handed. We started with a basic platform, and we said to ourselves, okay, if you had a floating platform with a cooler box and a couple of beers on ice and a couple of deck chairs, what would you need to build around this to make it into a great yacht for a holiday sailing experience? Obviously, top of the list is stability. Making it easy to sail and easy to maneuver was key if you're going to have non-sailors aboard. Easy to dock, crucial. Even for seasoned sailors, it's sometimes a little tricky to get into crowded marinas, particularly in crosswind conditions. A great night's sleep, relaxed living space, and plenty of space to sunbathe and easy access to the water to swim. And sailing needed to feel like it was never a mission. It needed to feel like you were on holiday all the time. You know, when we were designing the yacht, we started to think about the fishermen in places like Zanzibar and Mombasa, and how easy it is with these Arab dhow type boats with a single sail to hoist the sail, go off fishing for the day, and then come back and pack it all up. It just makes life so much easier. So we started looking at different boats, different ideas, and really the question mark in our mind was, were we actually trying to build a better mousetrap, or were we trying to build a better environment for the mouse? And that's when we started to really hit on some of the features and some of the ideas that we felt this boat should have. The brief that we gave Anton Totoy and his team at Totoy Yacht Design was very simple. It needed to have one sail like the Arab dhow. It needed to be compact and easy to sail. The hulls needed to be demountable so it would fit into two standard 40-foot shipping containers, designed for coastal hops and island hopping, and perhaps you're beginning to realize why our yacht is called HopYacht. Holiday style sailing where comfort is a top priority, and of course built around a queen size bed. So this is HopYacht, and we're absolutely thrilled with the design that they've come up with. A single furling sail with the mast moved further aft in order to bring the center of effort further back in the yacht so that you improve all-round sailing performance. So let me take you through the layout. The boat, I guess we could divide it into four zones: the cockpit, the saloon, the master cabin, if we can call it that on a small yacht, and of course the trampoline area at the bow. So let's zoom in and just talk you through each of these sections. First of all, starting at the trampoline, what we've done, obviously an anchor locker built in, but we've built in a cool box because everybody loves to lie up in the trampoline and to relax and sunbathe. And then with a cooler box, there's no argument as to who goes back for more ice or more wine or beer. It's all there in the cooler box itself. And we've put in a generous sized trampoline, even though HopYacht is only a 30-foot boat. So you really can stretch out and relax. A couple of cushions on top there, and it really is the perfect place for relaxation. Moving into the master cabin, here we've designed an island style bed, and that was absolutely essential. So not just a queen size double, it needed to be an island bed, meaning you could get access around each side of the bed just like you do at home. Traditionally, yachts build in their beds wall to wall in the cabin, and you find yourself having to crawl up onto the berth and not being able to walk around and get into bed the way you would naturally do. So if you want comfort, particularly for people who are expecting almost a hotel on water, then this is the way to go. Two drawers for clothing, generous drawers, and stowage underneath the island bed. So if you've got larger suitcases, maybe you've been traveling before you went chartering and you've got large suitcases, they can go in under the bed. Couple of bedside tables, shelf, and full depth, or full height, I should say, hanging space. So if the ladies have brought dresses with them that they want to wear in the evenings, that means that those can hang full length, which we thought was particularly important. There's a couple of hatches right above here, a couple of port lights on either side, so there's plenty of ventilation flowing through the master cabin. Obviously, if you don't need privacy, you could leave the sliding door open, but even with it closed, you've got lots and lots of ventilation and some very nice subtle lighting under the rim of the bed and around the top, LED lighting, giving you a very nice soft gentle light in the cabin. Moving back to what we like to call the bathroom, because we really feel that we've set about trying to design something which is a scaled down bathroom, but it's still got lots of room. Decent sized shower, an electric toilet with a macerator, nothing worse than a toilet getting blocked when you're at sea. And so with a macerator, the likelihood of that happening is very much lower. Basin with a nice sized vanity slab around it for cosmetics, aftershaves, shaving cream, etc. And then this lovely sort of, we call it the coffee station or the coffee bar. It's a chart table, it's a coffee bar, it's a communication station, the radio and instrumentation built into the side panel there. And this then converts into a full-size single bed at night just by dropping the table and moving the cushions. So you've got a couple and an adult, but there is a pull-out pipe cot over the top of this, which gives you another berth. So if you have a family with 2 small children, what fun for a child to be sleeping in a pipe cot. You'd actually have to probably swap them every other night in order to be fair to the other child. So a nice big generous saloon area. This is a translucent wall which gives lots of light but absolute privacy into the bathroom area. So it really is very, very special. If we then zoom back to the cockpit, you can see in the cockpit that we've borrowed the designs that many of the larger catamarans have. This wonderful wraparound cockpit seating. This also has a table that drops down and a cushion that goes on top, and it converts into a very large day bed. And then we have an ottoman that pulls out from underneath, and the ottoman gives you an additional seat, but it also gives you an icebox, which has been built into the ottoman. So you can surprise your guests if you haven't told them that that's the case. They're busy sitting there chatting away and you say, excuse me, would you just stand up and pass me another beer? The helm station, again, the design borrowed from larger catamarans. This helm station means that when you're standing there or seated there, you've got full visibility of all 4 corners of the yacht, your head literally coming out over the cabin top, and you've got absolute control. All the lines, I say all the lines, the 2 Genoa sheets and the halyard are led to that station, and the winch is there as well, a single winch on a HopYacht, because that's all you need. So maintenance reduced to an absolute minimum, and a person can sail the boat very easily single-handed. The key though is that you'll see beside the helm seat down there, you can actually step out onto the side deck. So that when you are, well, in fact, before I talk about that, let me just go to the galley. We've built the galley into the cockpit area as well. And that's, we think, a big plus point. A lot of galleys obviously are built inside the boat in a hot climate. It can get quite claustrophobic cooking in a hot cabin. We've brought it out into the cockpit area for a couple of reasons. Bear in mind, of course, there's a cover, there's a cabin top over the cockpit, so you're not in the blazing sun, you're in the shade. But you're also where all the social activity is taking place. So anybody who is cooking is part of the party and not the sort of downstairs staff and the upstairs guests. So you don't feel like the galley slave, as I don't know who coined that term. We've put in an induction hob, 2-plate induction hob, and a beautiful sink, which will look very attractive when you're entertaining and you're just using it for preparing cocktails and drinks and that type of thing. So the galley doesn't look like a galley when it's not in use for cooking. It just looks like you've got a very posh area for serving drinks, which is a real plus point. So there you are, you're in the main entertainment area. You can stay there, and food can be prepared. There's a fridge under the helm station, lots of drawer space under the galley itself. And also I just want to point out the gangplank. Loads of boats, you'll see the gangplank lashed to the lifelines. What we've done is recessed it into the side of the boat, so it looks very, very neat, and it's very easy to deploy onto the back there if you're mooring stern to, as you predominantly do in the Mediterranean. So just coming back to the helm station I was talking about earlier, we've created this so you can actually step out straight onto the side deck. So if you're sailing short-handed, let's say you're a couple, you can have one person on this side as you're coming into berth with a fender ready in case you need to fend off from another boat, and the helms person could actually do exactly the same thing, or they're rushing up to grab a line and tie it off on the bow or on the stern. So everything's been designed for ease of access, around the boat. And there she is, full standing headroom throughout. And then 30-foot catamaran with an island queen-size bed. The designers felt that was almost impossible to begin with, and as they started putting pen to paper, they realized that this was going to be a very clever design indeed. And there she is. These are some of the first renders of HopYacht. We're in production. Production started beginning of October, and we'll be launching in April 2022. And there's a nice side view of the boat, and again you can see that helm station, how you can get out onto the side deck of the boat, coming around to the cockpit, and you'll see this nice protected cockpit seating area, and then the 2 access points onto the stern of the boat, so you can step ashore if you are mooring stern to. And there we are, just coming around the boat, seeing a little bit further. You can see there's actually a window there, so the helm station has communication through to anybody sitting below, but also it gives you extra ventilation in the evenings, and there is a drop-down awning which goes all the way around the cockpit, and you can close it off in the case of inclement weather. So that's the HopYacht story. Thank you very much indeed for listening, and if you'd like more information, please log on to our website www.hopyacht.co.za. Bye for now.